Hey guys, it's Kelly and welcome back to my channel. Today I am so excited because I'm actually touring a Tesla Model Y. I have not had a lot of time to play around in a Tesla until today, and I have a lot of thoughts to share. If this is your first time joining me, hey, I'm Kelly and I'm the Car Mom. I review cars for moms and for families. I'm a mom of 3 with number 4 on the way, and I'm a certified child passenger safety tech. All right, let's get started. Okay, so the Tesla Model Y. This is Tesla's more popular and smaller SUV. It's a 2-row SUV with a 3rd row optional. I have the 2-row version today, and truthfully, I'm excited about that because I've seen the 3rd row of the Model Y, and I don't think I'd have very nice things to say about it. I think that this is a very good functioning car as 2 rows, and in my opinion, if you're wanting to go up to the 3-row option, I think the X is probably the better bet for you. What I like about this car is the price tag. You're talking about $49,900 for the one that's behind me. This is the dual motor all-wheel drive. You get a range of 310 miles and a lot of nice features inside. When you compare this to other electric vehicles of this class, the price actually falls right in the middle, if not a little lower than some of its competitors. The Ford Mustang Mach-E starts at $41, but tops out at $65. So depending on the trim level, you're probably going to be right in line with the Model Y. Now, one thing about Tesla is they don't really update their body styles hardly ever. So the Model Y you see here is the same Model Y we've seen for several years. I personally am a very big fan of the exterior on this car. I actually think it's better looking, a little sportier and sleeker than even the Model X. I think it's darling, and I've actually really enjoyed driving it for the day so far. So let's, I guess, just hop into the inside because I really want to start breaking down this crazy infotainment system, and then I have a lot to say about the car seat setup. Okay, but before I do that, I did want to open up and show you the Frunk. Tesla basically invented the Frunk, and it is because there's no engine. We get like a little extra storage, and you can use this as storage. I've had families put leftovers, dirty diapers if they need to. Basically, like, you could put anything in here, but if there's something you don't want to smell up the rest of your cabin, it's kind of a good way to utilize this Frunk. Entering the Tesla, keys on the Tesla. Now, if this was actually my Tesla, you would have the app downloaded and all you would need is your phone to enter and exit and basically control the car. They'll also give you the option of this little like card, basically something that you could stick in your wallet. You do have to have this though in a specific spot in the Tesla to turn the vehicle on. So for most Tesla owners, they would operate by just using their phone, but I have my little key today. What I like about Tesla is they keep their trim levels, if you want to call them, very basic. So the Model Y is going to come in 3 options, okay? You have the dual motor rear wheel drive, you have the dual motor all-wheel drive, and then you have more of like their performance-based package. But you're not talking about getting any more interior features, safety features, technology features. All of those come base. So when you talk about the different trim levels on here, you get different performance, slightly different range, and different exterior upgrades. So like this one, for example, does have the 20-inch wheels. But what I like is you're not really having to get into like all the details and the minutia of like, okay, well, if I want the heated steering wheel, okay, well, if I want this feature, I want that feature. Like, a Tesla's a Tesla. And I actually think that's very refreshing. I would like more manufacturers to take that on because as a car reviewer, it's exhausting to break down the different trim levels. Okay, let's enter. Kind of a unique door handle right here. You push in and then grab that. And then the interior could not be more basic. Not basic, could not be more simplified. And there's something very refreshing about it. I do think it's also the kind of thing where it's like if I have one piece of trash in here, it's going to drive me crazy because it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. But let me hop in and let's start like we do with all of our tours and let's just break down this door panel. So we still have a nice wood trim, a little bit of chrome detailing, some suede on this door panel, and then a pretty decent sized side cubby right there as well. And then to open the door, like from the inside, there's this button right here that you would have to press. So just like some unique touches, again, everything very simplified. There's not a lot of buttons in this car. There's literally like the windows, this, and my hazard. So something to note. But let me get you over to the other side and we'll start breaking down this infotainment system. Okay, you guys, so here we have like the original iPad screen. Truthfully, not a button to be found here except for the hazards. And I'm pretty sure that's because it's like a national law that always has to be a physical button. This infotainment system, there's nothing out there like it, and I actually do think it's pretty intuitive. So this is basically like the screen that you'll keep up when you're doing most of your driving. You'll have your navigation, and then this will just show you your car, what your car's doing. As we start driving, it would show me where I'm going, who's in front of me. It's actually pretty cool. And then I can also hit here, and then I can find all of my controls. So this is things like opening my glove box, locking the windows, my windshield wipers. Everything is done right here. But again, I like that this button never leaves here. So it's just a simple tap. Tap, my glove box is now open. I don't know. I'm normally like, I like buttons, but I do think that when they have this like dock, if you will, pulled out, it does make sense. Here's my climate control. I can also swipe up for more, control my front and my rear climate right here. And then here is some more of like my apps. And within these apps, I can also kind of just like I could like my iPhone, like adjust where things go, which I think is pretty cool. So you don't have Apple CarPlay Android Auto, but you have all your integrated apps. So if I click on like my Apple Podcasts, everything is right there. So, I guess I'm not really noticing not having it. It's just something to note that it doesn't. Okay, a few more fun apps within here is our arcade, which has a lot of actual really fun games in here. They're perfect to do while you're waiting for your car to charge, waiting for school pickup. Even your kids could get in there and play. We did play one game of solitaire and we're stuck here. So if anyone has any next clues for us. Oh, you just found one. So anyway, now we're stuck here. So if anyone has any other, now I feel like we could like maybe do other things, Elizabeth. No, we're still stuck. If anyone has any clues for us, let us know, because this is a hard game to beat. And then finally, the last thing to point out is something called the toy box. And this just has, I guess, Elon Musk's imagination all shoved into one area. So you can drive on a rainbow road, you can drive on Mars. If you hit this one, it makes farts on demand every time I turn my left signal. Like I can make Elizabeth fart. I don't know, you guys. A light show, which is kind of cool. Park outside and enjoy the show. Just like some fun features, which, I don't know, I think it's fun. And truly, these are just like updates like built into this computer infotainment system. So what's kind of cool about owning a Tesla is a lot of our updates just happen over the air. And there's like no need to like bring anything in for service or anything like that, because they can just send the update directly to your car, which I don't know, it's pretty cool. Okay, so you get it, this is pretty cool, but let's talk about the functionality of this car, the things you're gonna be using every single day. We have wireless charging right here. I love the placement and the fact that this is like a suede material. We have got some charging down here with 2 USB-Cs and some nice storage, 2 cup holders, and then a center console with a 12 volt in there as well. So pretty decent storage for the size of the vehicle. I think what kind of stands out to me is my head clearance. I mean, I do feel like I've got a lot of nice room. Of course, I have this huge panoramic sunroof that doesn't even have a shade, can't open, but it just lets in a lot of like nice natural light. It makes the cabin feel really spacious. The seats are very comfortable themselves. Okay, so let's talk about charging, because that's always like a really big pain point for people who own EVs. Now, if you purchase the Tesla, you would probably buy yourself like a 220 charger, or maybe something a little bit quicker and get that installed at your house. For road trips, what's really great about Tesla is they have the Tesla Supercharger Network, which is like the most advanced group of chargers out there right now. Like every other manufacturer is trying to figure out how they can have their cars charge on Tesla's network because it's so advanced. You're talking about almost 55,000 chargers across 6,000 locations. So like it is far and above anyone else's charging infrastructure. And the superchargers are incredible because they can literally go from 20% to 80% in about 15 minutes. So it is like crazy fast charging. I thought this was also cool, you guys. Let's say you wanted to take your road trip to Walt Disney World with your family from St. Louis. It is going to tell me what chargers to stop with along the way. It's going to let me know if it's a supercharger. It'll tell me how much battery I'll have when I get there and how long I can plan to spend there. So like, for example, if I'm going on this road trip, I know my first stop is going to be in Mount Vernon, Illinois. I'll get there at 12:40. I'll be at 36%, so I should plan to spend 15 minutes there. Then I'll stop again at 2:50. I'll be at 15%. I'll spend 20 minutes there. And it will take me through my entire trip and let me know my ETA. And this ETA is with all of my charging. So we're talking like in there at 5:19 a.m. Okay, let's talk car seats, because there's kind of a lot to break down here. So like I said, the Tesla Model Y comes in a 2 or 3 row option. No matter which one you get though, you're gonna get the bench in the second row. So that's what I'm gonna be focusing on. The bench itself, it's a decent width. However, it's probably not what I would consider like a 3 across machine. I tried a 3 across combination of car seats I brought with me and it was unsuccessful. The combination I brought included an infant seat, a booster seat, and a convertible car seat. I wanted to try out that combination because It's a little bit more challenging of a combination than doing 3 convertible car seats. I have seen 3 convertible car seats work in a Tesla Model Y before, but just consider that's a very small window of a family's life, because as soon as you have a child who's ready for a booster or a new child who's ready for an infant seat, this combination is not going to work. So all that to say is I would not buy a Tesla Model Y with the hopes to do 3 across frequently. To me, the Tesla Model Y is more like oh, I was pregnant, we tried for one more, we had twins, okay, maybe we can figure out a combination that works. So is 3 across possible? Yes, in some cases. Would I recommend this car for 3 across? No, I would not. Okay, as far as our hardware is concerned, it's industry standard. We have lower anchors on the outboard seats, tether anchors across the back. This is the Britax Poplar car seat. I brought it because it's one of the most compact car seats front to back, meaning that it's the best for driver legroom in small spaces or smaller cars like this. This one's set at the utmost recline, and as you can see, I have really good clearance with that seat set for myself. But keep in mind, if you were to get a bigger car seat, adjust the recline, if you were taller than 6 feet, this is not the necessarily roomiest car for rear-facing car seats and tall drivers. Okay, on this side, I just brought a booster seat, like I said, because I was trying to cross 3 across. This is the Peg Perego booster seat. It's a very slim seat. It does get installed with latch to keep it in place. And what you're going to notice, you guys, if you can get a close-up of the buckles, Elizabeth, they are very recessed into the seat, and that can make a booster-age child buckling and unbuckling themselves a little bit more difficult, especially if you were trying to do a 3 across situation. And again, that's why I probably wouldn't recommend this, because by the time I were to add another car seat next to that, even if it was the slimmest car seat in the world, it would be next to impossible for this child to buckle themselves into their booster seat. Okay, as far as an adult's comfort back here, I am very comfortable. I have that same good head clearance I had up there, really good knee clearance. The seats are comfortable. I love just how nice and wide and flat this floorboard is. This is a great and safe place to store things, because in the event of a collision, this is like the safest things for places to be rather than them be on the seats. So I like that there's no big hump in this middle seat. It does feel really good. As far as my amenities are concerned, it's pretty basic. I mean, I have 2 little vents back here and then 2 USB-C chargers back there. It's just wild to be in the second row and experience this kind of sunroof over my head. It's pretty cool. 2 leather back pockets, which is very nice. And then if I were to open this, I would have 2 cup holders in there as well. Okay, let's talk trunk, because you guys, it kind of smacks, to be honest with you. This is a big Mockingbird stroller. And look at all this extra space I still have. This was the cargo cover, so I could obviously take this out. I mean, that's a Costco haul. That's a very good trunk. Let's take everything out. Because again, look at this. Just the way these electric cars can be designed. Look at all this extra space down here. Amazing. Cubby there, cubby there. To fold down these seats, you guys, I love how this is marked. Look at this. The single and the double. Perfect. Okay guys, so that's going to wrap up this Tesla Model Y tour. Overall, I have really enjoyed the drive, the technology, and I think if you are a family of 1 to 2 kids looking to go to this electric market, the Tesla Model Y offers a really good value for a lot of performance and tech. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll talk to you next time.